$60 million in capital projects for its local campus, a skilled trades partnership with Google's new data center, a new inclusive post-secondary pilot for people with intellectual disabilities, and a designation as a Metallica Scholars College. Yes, that Metallica. There is a lot going on at Ivy Tech Community College, Fort Wayne, and Warsaw, and we'll learn more on tonight's Primetime. And good evening, I'm Bruce Haines. With us today from Ivy Tech Community College, Fort Wayne and Warsaw, our Chancellor, Dr. Kim Barnett-Johnson, Heidi Fowler, the Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs, and Tracina Smith, Vice Chancellor of the Foundation. And as we welcome them and widen out, there they are, we want to welcome you to the studios as well. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your evening. Kim, Heidi, Tracy.
Yes.
And if you would like to join us, we need your first name too, and you can call the number that you see right there on the screen. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
It seems indeed that the summer season has passed. Of course, we're learning all year long, but all of a sudden now everyone's going back to school. One of those school options has been forever, it seems, community college.
Yes, yes.
You can imagine my first question. What do you say to folks when they say community college? What is that?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, I usually start off by saying that community college, the definition of it is really truly in the title, a community college. We are a college for the entire community. We are an open enrollment institution, so any individual, regardless of when they graduated, how long ago they graduated, they are welcome to come and enroll at Ivy Tech. We offer several degrees and certificates that they can enroll in. We are here for individuals to meet whatever need that they feel like they might have. Ivy Tech is a statewide college, a statewide college system. So if you go to other states, they'll have numerous community colleges, all are independent. In Indiana, Ivy Tech is one community college. And so we have 19 campuses around the state. And what makes that nice is that, if a student were living in Fort Wayne and then decided, well, I want to move to Indianapolis, but they've started at Ivy Tech, they could just move to Indianapolis and pick up where they left off. And that's what makes the statewide system such a nice system, is that we try our best to make it easy for students.
And easy, too, in that, Heidi, I understand on the academic side, high school students are taking classes. Am I doing this right? Or are able to connect that education as a way of a point of entry, perhaps, to Ivy Tech?
Yes, Bruce. This summer we had over 9,000 students statewide taking classes through our free summer program. About half of the students through the Ivy Tech Fort Wayne Warsaw campus are high school students, and we like to say that we're supporting them getting not just random acts of dual credit, but really guiding them toward a degree.
Okay. And with what the Chancellor said, Tracy, it does seem like, as far as a community college is concerned, the whole state of Indiana is a community, and that must also help with points of connection, points of entry, accessibility.
Correct.
What's your response to the same question when you hear folks say community college, huh?
Well, when I hear community college, I say, why not? We are shining a light on very lucrative, if that's the word, careers. In technical trade, in nursing, in health sciences. And so we have a lot to offer, and we want to make sure that our community, A, again, knows it's for the community, B, that we're accessible, and we welcome you. We welcome you at Ivy Tech.
We're also trying to change the definition of college. People hear community college and they think two-year degree. We want to help the community understand that community college doesn't necessarily mean two-year degree. College is any credential beyond high school. So it could be 8 weeks, it could be 2 years, whatever it is they need, we're here to meet that need.
Absolutely.
And it also seems that this is a moment where community colleges writ large, and Ivy Tech in particular, have been working toward with the focus on vocational training, getting ready for next level jobs, getting ready for training up in certain disciplines. We have some images to share of some of those programs that are offered. And Heidi, I'll get you started as those images pass. The structure of the school is such. Did I see something to the effect of 56 academic programs being offered, if not more?
It's actually a little more right now. We're almost at 60. We're at 59.
And we're going to see that this covers a very wide swath
There's aviation maintenance
of employment potential. And so, yes, indeed, as we're seeing these going through
Automotive, welding.
the job openings in a lot of these fields, it also seems to speak to the idea that go through a community college program, go through Ivy Tech, and placement is shortly thereafter.
Sure.
It is, yes. Well, especially in fields like health sciences, our nursing students, 90 percentile range, they have jobs before they ever graduate. So we're really making sure that our students are employed in the community. 93% of our students never leave our 11 county area, and 96% of our students never leave the state of Indiana. They're getting their education here, and then they're staying here to live and work in our area.
And what makes us able to do that are those strong partnerships that we have. We have some wonderful partnerships with business and industry. And so they really come alongside our students at the very first semester, you know, providing opportunities for them to actually be in the workplace and to learn hands-on skills. And so we're really excited about that.
And I remember a quote of yours saying that this is an opportunity for them not to just passively ingest information, but they're experiencing education.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You were able to see some of the images on the screen of them getting that hands-on education and experience things through models and simulations and things in our classrooms before they go attempt to do those careers out in the real world.
And to see this area's community connection through Ivy Tech and that program for Fort Wayne and Warsaw, for it to be the second largest campus
It is.
in the
In the
system.
state. It is. It is. We're second to Indianapolis. And, you know, we hold our own. You know, we serve 11 counties. And so we do have the largest footprint in the state as well, as far as counties are concerned.
Wow.
Right.
And it is one that actually could be getting a little more wide as more are hearing of a new partnership to start the new academic year. This is an inclusive post-secondary pilot for people with intellectual disabilities. Tell me a little bit more about the success through resiliency and valuable education,
Yes.
AKA
The Strive program. So you've already hit the nail on the head. It is a program for students with intellectual disabilities. We're wanting to provide skills training for these individuals, and we also want to put them in an academic atmosphere and build their self-esteem and let them know you can do this, right? It helps us as we help them address issues of poverty, unemployment, all of those different things. And so we're really excited about this pilot program. We're really looking forward to seeing these students successfully through the curriculum.
that had to be a very happy phone call.
It was. It was a really good phone call. And again, it just fits into our partners, our community partners, in that hands-on learning, getting them to skilled training jobs. And so we want to make sure, again, it goes back to that community college, we're all inclusive. And so we have the steps and the people and the capacity in place to, again, educate on all levels, all modalities. And so there's some adaptive learning that also occurs on our campus.
And academically, Heidi, people with disabilities noted as an untapped market of employees for Allen County's workforce. Right now, something along the lines of 7% unemployment rate for those with disabilities as compared to 4% or so without disabilities. So this is a real great way of opening doors further, literally and figuratively.
It is, Bruce, and we really want to see that gap closed, because that 7%, those are people that want to work, they want to hold jobs and don't want to be unemployed. So we're seeking a way to help them get into the workforce.
What kinds of preparations did the school have to go through to get ready for this, or is this the building the plane while you fly it in its first year?
You know, one of the good things is COVID taught us a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things, the structures, and I was telling you the modalities that we have in place were birthed out of COVID. And now we are just learning to use them in different ways. So currently, outside of maybe some minor tweaks, we don't have to do much to support these students.
Absolutely. We have a director that is top-notch when it comes to working with individuals with any type of disability. Her name is Megan Rondo. I got to give her a shout out. But she really was the brainchild of this particular program, and so she's going to do some wonderful things with it.
Well, it certainly comes at the absolute right time, and so too the bringing together of it all is something that I'm sure is going to take planning now that has lived on a whiteboard, and to get it shovel ready. Going into the close of 23, I think it was, Christmas came early.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
Tell me about what's on tap here. $60 million to fuel capital projects around the area. Where are we going?
Absolutely. Well, actually, it's $66 million. But we have been wanting a new facility on our campus, needing a new facility at our campus for several years. And just this year, the state board approved a $60 million bond. We still need to raise $6 million, and Tracy will talk about that. But they approved a $60 million bond so that we can not only build a new facility, but then also do some renovations in other buildings on our campus as well. So what you're seeing on the screen are just mock images of what our facility might look like. We still have to do a lot of the renderings and the drawings and the actual
architectural design.
Right? But we're really excited about the opportunity.
Tracy and Heidi both, I'm sure, comments here, because this is not about the building, but it's about what the building can do.
Yes.
And yet it is also about the building.
Right. We're very excited about the possibilities here. The new building, the construction that we're working on is to highlight some health sciences and nursing areas, some new forward-looking labs, upgrading some technology areas. We have an incredible hospitality program. The School of Hospitality Arts is being launched next year, so we'll be upgrading those areas. It's really a campus-wide initiative to upgrade facilities for our students.
And let's not forget also the student services.
Yes.
Right.
One of the big challenges that we've had for years is that we've had our student services in random buildings. And we found that our students would get frustrated because they would have to go from one building to another, and sometimes get in the car and drive to North Campus or the Coliseum campus. And so we're renovating our Student Life Center so that all of our services can be in one building. And so, it's touching so many different aspects of what we have to offer at Ivy Tech, and we really feel like it's not only going to help with enrollment, but it's going to help with retention, and it's also going to help with completion.
Wow. Tracy, what's the prognosis for the campaign? What's the time frame?
So we're a 3-year project, from construction to renovation to removal. And so it's a 3-phase, constructing the new building, renovating the entire Coliseum space and our North Campus space, and then removing some of those old buildings that were part of the old state hospital. So it's a 3-year project. As Chancellor said, it's a $66 million project. We have a $60 million bond, but through community partners, we will raise an additional $6 million to complete the process.
And there is information available, in fact, not only about this effort, but all aspects of Ivy Tech. We can share the contact information here with you now, and we'll do that again toward the end of the program. Just head over to, I believe it's ivytech.edu.
Yes.
And there we go. And there's the phone number as well. And if you then /giving,
that's how you can help contribute to the project.
then there's an effort there to learn more about that too. It just seems like sometimes it's just a great day. Someone says you've had such a good day, you should buy a lottery ticket with all that's coming through. And how exciting to know of the academic connections, the STEM connections between Ivy Tech and the new Google Data Center. So it's a toss-up question. How did all this come about?
Well, Google reached out to us.
Yes, Google
Yes.
reached out to us.
Because several folks on their staff come from a community college background. And so they completely understood the value of a community college education. And so they reached out to us and asked us to partner with them to launch a program here. Now, it's one that they've done in other states, but it's called the STAR program. So it's skills, trade, and
Readiness.
Thank you. Skills, trade, and readiness. So these students will come in. They will take a five-week course, 40 hours a week, while they are working, make $15 an hour, and basically come away with certifications in construction or electrical. And so, you know, upon completion of the certification, they can either, they can work at the Google construction site, but Google promises them a job at some local construction firm when they are done. So it's a win-win.
Yes.
It's a win-win all across the board. Did I miss anything?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Google will be helping with the recruitment. So it's like a 14-week process from beginning to end. Google will help with recruitment. Then there'll be an orientation phase. There'll be some interview phases. And what that interview phase is, as Chancellor Barnett-Johnson was saying, is they will be interviewing with construction or electrical companies. And so once they are completed the course, then they are guaranteed a position within that company. So they actually can't enter the program unless one of the partner companies, partner in the industry, say, we want Tracy or we want Heidi to be a part of our team if she successfully completes the process.
Yes, part of the impact Google wants to make is to create a pipeline of employees in construction and electrical for the local area.
Yes.
Well, and so understanding construction on that center is ongoing.
Yes.
This would be something that would be more tangible, say, within a year from now, or?
We're actually looking to start our first cohort in October.
Yes.
October?
Yes. And then we will run cyclical 4 cohorts in a year. So there'll be 4
Once a
cohorts.
quarter, yeah.
Once a quarter.
And each cohort will have 15 to 20 students.
My goodness. I'm also thinking too, Heidi, again, back to academics, all of a sudden, spotlight on STEM, right?
Yes. We continuously have a spotlight on STEM, and this is very much a highlight of a national look what Google is doing in this area and how can we advance construction and electric.
It's phenomenal. And then the unexpected phone call. It has made us smile all week, and it's making you smile as well. I guess we have to go back to maybe it was April or thereabouts, but somebody said Chancellor Metallica is on line 1.
They actually called Tracy.
Oh, all right.
Yes, so our Metallica initiative, again, is a focus on skilled trades, and it's through their philanthropic arm. So the band decided that they wanted to spotlight and highlight skilled trades and high-wage, high-demand jobs, and they wanted to take the stigma away from working with your hands and building and doing. And so they created the philanthropic arm. And so we were selected to join the Metallica initiative for 2024. Again, skills trade, and so it all kind of ties in from the Google to the Strive, and now the Metallica. It's all fitting in, and it's spotlighting community colleges.
I understand this was a big year for their philanthropy. They wanted to highlight an institution in each of the 50 states.
Yes.
And you're the only one in Indiana.
We're the only one in Indiana.
We are.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So there will be 60, in 2024, there are 60 institutions across the 50 states that are part of the program, and we're the only one in Indiana.
Yeah.
Just another bullet point on the brochure, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. In their release, there is a reference to using this funding and these connections to break the stigma of trade skills.
Yes.
What do they mean by that?
Well, for so long, working with your hands was looked at as something bad. You didn't want to do that. It wasn't looked at as a career. or anything that would support your family, or something that you would be proud to say, I do XYZ. And so their focus is to say that being an electrician or construction trade, plumbers, steam fitters, those are the jobs that they kind of shunned away from. And unfortunately, some of our guidance counselors were talking our students out of. But we wanted to make sure that they understood that these are good jobs. They're needed jobs, because we're always going to need a plumber, and we're always going to need him on a holiday weekend when the rates are $150 an hour. So
Been there, called that.
We all have. We all have.
Yeah.
So again, they just want to spotlight that and show that those are lucrative and high-wage, high-skilled jobs that, again, getting them to graduation, but then also making sure that they have a life after graduation.
What is the outreach challenge then on this one in trying to share that message, to break that stigma, to be out in front of, say, high school juniors, seniors who are starting to have that dialogue? Now I'll ask Kim and then Heidi.
You know what's fortunate is that in the Northeast Indiana region, that conversation is happening already in a lot of different pockets and a lot of different meetings. You know, as a community, as a service area, business and industry is understanding the need, first of all, for even reaching back into the high schools and into the middle schools. That's how early you need to have those conversations with them. But there's groups of folks all over, especially in Allen County, that are having this conversation and trying to be strategic on how do we develop something so that the students will have access to, you know, these types of opportunities. Right now, there are pockets of opportunities throughout the county, but we're trying to figure out how we can build and expand upon that.
And it's our team's responsibility to continue to show parents, guidance counselors, and potential students the potential of these careers, the potential of being an HVAC representative or a construction worker. Those are good jobs. They can provide a future for your family, and they're high quality.
And also just being here, spotlighting us, spotlighting Ivy Tech, and the good things that are happening at a community college.
And so, given all that we have discussed, what would you say is today's calling of a community college, as opposed to, say, that same kind of call in the latter part of the last century?
Right. I think, especially for us in Indiana, being so spread out across the state, one of the things that's really important to us is to make sure that we're meeting the needs of all Hoosiers. And so, you know, one of the things that we focused on quite a bit in our service area, and I know it's happening around the state, is just making sure that we're reaching out to partners throughout the service area, having those one-on-one conversations and trying to figure out what their individual needs are. And alongside that, because we realize, and Heidi will be the first one to say it, we can't do everything. But that's where those other partnerships come in, those partnerships with the four-year institutions, so that we can maybe work together and offer opportunities for students to start at Ivy Tech, get the same quality education, save a few dollars, and then transfer into one of those four-year institutions. So it's important to us to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the entire service area, every community, and not just focusing on one or two.
And you would go.
I would echo all of those statements. And in addition, when you mention comparing the community college of today to the community college of the late last century, I would say that people tend to look at us as a trade school or a vocational school. We've evolved beyond that. We are not just teaching construction and typing. We're teaching IT programs, we're teaching culinary arts, we're teaching so many technologically advanced programs like how to mechanically fix an airplane. So come to the website and check us out, because there's a lot happening on the campus and there's a lot happening in the backyard of our community right here that I think folks aren't aware of.
And the role of the foundation is to keep connections on the present, but also to do a little bit of that, pay it forward.
And that's true. If you people in my office will often hear me go, "What year is it?" Because I'm always a year ahead and looking at resources that will support all the programming that Chancellor Barnett-Johnson and Heidi have talked about. We're looking to support those programs, and then what's new? What's on the horizon? When we're looking at funding for scholarships and partnering with our industry partners, we're not looking at what we're doing today, but what are we going to need to be prepared for and preparing our students for 5, 10 years from now. And so those are the things that we're looking at. And we're also looking for that community support. So I wouldn't be a good fundraiser if I didn't tell them, ivytech.edu/give.
Yes.
What a segue. We will share that on the screen as our seconds tick away and wish our guests a very happy academic year.
Thank you.
And a merry commencement in 2025. And keep answering the phone. You never know who's on the other end of the line.
Yes.
Our guests today have been Dr. Kim Barnett-Johnson. She is the Chancellor of Ivy Tech, and next to her, Heidi Fowler, Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs, and Tracina Smith, Vice Chancellor of the Foundation. Again, ladies, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for all of us at Primetime, I'm Bruce Haines. Thank you for allowing us to join you this week. We'll see you back here again soon. Good night.